how cool is it that you can get in a car, plug in a destination, and the map will literally tell you exactly how to get there? I think that is one of the coolest innovations. Imagine if there was a financial map that literally could take you to any destination. You said, oh, I want to be worth $5 million, or I want, to make $100,000 a month in residual income. Plug that in, and then it reveals some map, step by step how you get there. Well, all wealthy people have that map. And it's weird. Everyone's like, no, they get there so uniquely, so differently. The truth is, they're almost literally all using the exact same map to get there, but no one knows what it is. No one really talks about it. And today, I'm gonna reveal the map. I'm literally gonna show you what the wealthy are doing. Last year, I increased my net worth over 9 figures. That's over $100 million. It's gonna be even bigger this coming year. And I've got a map, and I'm just following the map. It's getting me there. And you know what? Today, I'm gonna teach you something that there's a lot of people don't really want you to know.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
So today is all-inclusive day. That's the shirt that I'm sporting that just basically says we're one big happy family. And yet it's kind of ironic because today's video is 7 secrets the wealthy don't want you to know. There's a little bit of exclusion there, right? And listen, I don't know if it's so much that the wealthy don't want you to know this, but for some reason, there is this great divide between what I'll call the poor and the rich. And by poor, I mean middle class and lower. And the information is out there. It's available. Strangely, not a lot of people are looking for it unless they're really, really smart, like finding a video on YouTube where they would watch it from me. That's you. I'm talking about you. You are so smart. Listen, hopefully you're a subscriber. You've taken care of that. These videos are meant to awaken your financial genius. And today I'm going to be talking about the 7 secrets. There's literally in the wealthy's roadmap, in my roadmap, there are 7 things that we do. And the more of these you do, the wealthier you're going to be.
Make a lot of money.
Yeah, I do all right for myself.
What? What do you mean there's a roadmap, right? I mean, Oprah's doing something totally different than Elon Musk.
Oprah? Oh, Oprah.
You mean, Kris, that they're following a similar game plan? Yeah, actually, they're all following almost the identical same game plan. And you know what? You may or may not know what this game plan is. You may want to take notes, but I'm going to reveal all 7 steps of this, and you're going to want to pay attention because it doesn't cost you anything, but it can make you a lot of money. Step number 1, you've got a job, you've got a career, you've got money coming in. You've got to be good enough with your money that you can take risks when the opportunity presents itself. And you can't make a financial investment unless you have something to invest. So the very first step, you've got to set up some type of reserve vehicle. Here I'm using the armored truck. I think it's an apropos analogy. This is all about stashing cash. You've got to have a safe place to stash it. And you know what a lot of the wealthy do is they stash it in a whole life insurance policy so they can build their reserves for when it's time to make an investment. By the way, I started doing this many years ago, and literally just 2 weeks ago, I got caught in a bind because at the end of the year, I was buying this private jet. My financing didn't get through before the end of the year. For tax reasons, I needed to get it purchased before the end of the year. So I called my life insurance dudes and I said, I need to liquidate those policies temporarily. I'm gonna buy the plane cash, and then afterwards, I'll fill it back up when I finally get my refinance done. Well, guess what? These reserves were on hand because I've been stashing cash for quite some time. Listen, and whether you have a great paying job or a really basic job, trust me, you've got the ability to stash. And I always tell people, you should be stashing at least 20% of what you make. $5 comes in the door, $1 needs to be set aside for that investment so that when that moment is right, when it's time to strike, you are freaking ready to pounce. Hey! 90% of millionaires, as in the majority, all make their money the exact same way. Real estate. They invest in real estate. If they made their money a different way, they're putting their money away in real estate. Check it out. The second of 7 destinations is they get in the real estate game. Now, this is not an armored truck. It's a little bit sexier. It's a lot faster. How much? Well, investing in real estate can start earning you 25% ROIs compared to the stock market. And if you take a look at 401ks and IRAs, stock market in general, most people over 30 years are averaging only 6%. 25 compared to 6. It's like 4 times higher the ROI, but it is 27 times more money over 20 years. Think about that for just a moment. You get in the real estate game. Most people, by the way, they buy a house and it'll end up being the best investment they ever made. They'll get literally to retirement. They're not following this game plan. They get to retirement 40 years after working at their job. They've saved some money, $200,000 in 401ks and IRAs. That's the average for a person in their 60s. Meanwhile, they got more equity sitting in their house thinking, scratching my head, man, why didn't I buy more houses? Because no one told me. You have the roadmap in front of you. This is what wealthy people do. If one house makes you money, go buy 5 more. And if that makes you money, you can do what I do, buy 5,000 more. The third destination of the wealthy on their roadmap to wealth, guess what? They're investing asymmetrically. They're looking for things with really high upside and really low downside. And where do you find those opportunities? You actually find them, ironically, on the stock market, in the exchange. You get a chance to purchase ownership in publicly traded companies that represent the next big innovation that haven't popped yet. No, I am not talking about blue chip companies, the companies who have already made it. I'm talking about investing in Netflix before Netflix was Netflix. Netflix, by the way, 2013, if you had popped 10 grand in that $10,000 would literally be worth $2.3 million, 23 times more money. Why? Because, listen, someone said, these people are sending DVDs in the mail. They're starting to stream movies. I wonder if that's going to become a thing. Meanwhile, Blockbuster, cobwebs. It's dead.
Why did you take it from us?
I remember it being a kid growing up, but it is no more. So what do some of the wealthy do? They're literally looking and saying, okay, where are the publicly traded companies that are itty bitty babies who have really huge potential? And if they were to skyrocket, I literally could take a small amount of money and freaking turn it into piles of money. They're trading little for a lot, and that gives them this thing I call triple digit ROIs, not double digit real estate 25%. Now I'm earning 100%, 200%, 400%, 500% of my money. By the way, is that real? Ray Dalio, most successful hedge fund manager of all times, who's literally returned like billion upon billions of dollars back to his investors. This is all he does all day long. Destination 4 for those that want to become wealthy, I'm assuming that's you, is you've got to literally start owning businesses, like businesses that are yours. Now you can start them from scratch, you can buy them, or you can get your hands on franchises. Either way, it's pretty commonly known that if you can be a successful business owner, that the cash flow that it spins off is not a small amount of money. You could literally make tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, depending on the business that you buy. But don't make a mistake of the poor people. You know what they do? They buy and run businesses. They operate businesses. They are the operators. Instead, buy businesses that generate quadruple digit ROIs that do not require your time and become an owner instead of an operator. How many businesses do I own? Hundreds. And 10 years from now, it's going to be thousands. Man, this is crazy talk, Kris. You're saying that wealthy people are stashing their cash in whole life insurance, pulling it out and getting into some juicy real estate that makes them 27 times more money than the stock market. And then they literally start buying pieces of other businesses that can skyrocket while buying their own businesses? Dude, where do you go after you're producing a freaking quadruple digit ROI, 5,000% of your money, 10,000% a year on your money? Where do you go? The fifth destination, you have to learn how to unlock infinite ROI. This is the private jet. It is literally one of the fastest ways to get where you're trying to go. And what it really is it's about OPM, other people's money. Learn to leverage other people's money to transact more business where you already have track record. Like, let's just say that you bought 3 franchises and all of them were doing really well. And you're like, shoot, I would buy 30 more franchises, but you know what? I don't got money, I have to wait. It'll go too slow. It'll take too long to stash my cash in my reserve vehicle and then buy my 4th, 5th, and 6th. Instead, what do? You're like, I got track record. I have 3 of them. They're working great. They're making me tons of money. I'm going to the bank. I'm going to borrow some money. I go to my neighbor. I'm going to borrow some money. I'm going to go to other investors. I'm going to borrow some money. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go all in. I'm going to go buy 30 of these franchises because 3 worked out really well. In other words, when successful people find something that works, they double down, quadruple down, and they do it again and again and again and again. Because why reinvent the wheel if it's working? But you know what's going to make you even more money than all of these investments combined? Your best opportunities will come from elevating yourself, getting an education. You're looking for mentors, business mentors, success psychology mentors, real estate mentors. You're looking to hang with the people that already have it all. Because as you hang with them, you get what they got. That's like a known common rule. You yourself, you're the byproduct of the 5 people you hang out the most with right now. You got to shift and change the people you hang out with. It's called proximity. And it's more like a rocket ship because it becomes interstellar. It's like out of this orbit. Surround yourself with multimillionaire partners and mentors to capitalize on their knowledge and success. Because I'm just telling you right now, you hang out with them, you do what they do, you're going to get what they got. So the bigger and the better you hang out with, the more acceleration that you're going to have in your life. By the way, did you know that there's a link below where you can get with me live at one of my events? That right there is some of the most powerful proximity you can get your hands on. Because guess who I bring to my events? My business partners, some of the world's best financial minds on the planet, financial geniuses. We get together, we spend 3 days. Your life will never be the same again because you're gonna hear the ideas, you're gonna see it go down, you're gonna see people literally making money before your eyes. And that's what happens when you come to one of my live financial events. So this whole proximity is power thing is real, and it could happen for you and I. The 7th step of this wealth roadmap, and I think sequentially one of the most important to do first, is you have to become a charitable person that pays it forward and wants to give back because you realize how blessed you are. This whole giving back every step of the way, you're gonna wanna become that generous giver, that generous lover. You wanna give to charity and good causes. Listen, it's the beginning of the year and I just spent 3 days in Miami with my friends who own schools down there, and I gave those 3 days to teachers, parents, and the kids of those schools, and I taught them emotional intelligence. I taught them the psychology of success. I spent those 3 days as just a business leader in the global community, helping them be the best possible versions that they can be. And I'm always looking for opportunities on a weekly and monthly basis, even a daily, to give back and make an impact. Because at the end of the day, who cares how successful you are or wealth defined by stuff that you have or how much money you have? You know how we really define it? By our impact in the world. And so I'm just gonna tell you right now that if you wanna really become wealthy, you gotta literally have a dream so big that it will take your breath away.
Take my breath away.
Everything that you've learned in this video is like the Cliff Notes version of a book that I wrote. And you know, it's interesting, when I started putting out names for what the book should be called, I was gonna call it, you know, the 7 ROIs that will make you the most money and how to become a self-made millionaire. But when I really thought about it at the end of the day, the book had to be called Have It All. Because this philosophy, it's not just about having more money. More money equals more options. It means do more good. It means have more impact. This book that has just come out, I wanna send you a free copy. It is a give from me to you. Sure, if you click the link below, I'm gonna ask you to cover the shipping and handling. It's not very much. The reality is I want to put all of my life force and energy, my magnum opus, my whole life has been built around decoding what the wealthy do, the most successful people do, to put it in your hands. I'm leveraging this technology. It is growing me financially wildly, and it can certainly do the same for you. I want it to do that for you. So if you feel hungry, if you feel ready to take your life to the next level, if you feel like you've been stagnating, if you feel like there's more for you, but you're kind of in a rut, I want you to get this book. Click the link below, get your hands on a copy of it, and as you read it, you're gonna see the most simple step-by-step formula, how you can start literally dirt poor, starting with so little, and rapidly accelerate yourself into wild, phenomenal success. Man, that was a lot of information, right? Like I took you through all 7 steps. But the reality is, if you could just start with one of these and have it change everything for you, I'd get started in real estate. That's where I began. It's what got me financially free so quickly. So in this video right here, I'm gonna show you how to make sure you're buying properties that have at least a 25% ROI. If you do just that one thing in the background, passively, then over the course of your working years, you can retire potentially with millions of dollars. Click this video, let me show you how. Do you want me to turn around? Yeah. Isn't there a loopy loop?